Okay, I've started recording. So, Shloka Shurumavena. I hope I'm visible and audible.
Yeah.
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 Mm. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणपतये नमः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् धर्मद्रुम व्य कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वं मरोगताम् अजाढ्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत् श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने निःश्रेण्यौ ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्याः कर्णकुण्डले धर्मद्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयो कृति. Namaste everyone. Welcome to session 16 of the Ramayana study circle. So we had stopped with chapter 1, subchapter 41 was over. We have to restart from chapter 1, subchapter 42. Okay. So before I think we get started with today's session, especially today, August 14th, happens to be a very memorable, important day for a lot of us here on this call, especially. It happens to be the birthday of course, now we have the little Arundhati who's joined us, Kirti and Ashwat's daughter. It is also the birthday of Priya Raviraj, Priya Akka, whom we lost 3 years back, 2 years back. So we had initially started now the Bhagavad Gita study circle. While she was there, she was also a very active part of that session. Now that also, I think more than two, I think more than 15 to 20 sessions we had actually successfully completed. But then after her passing away, we actually, the whole thing stopped. So then we restarted this particular Bharatiya epic study circle to start right from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and then the Bhagavad Gita. So in a way, it is in her memory that we are actually doing this, right? So once again, remembering that sweet, noble, dynamic soul, Priyaka, whom we very, very dearly miss. So Rashmi has not joined the call. Rashmi is her daughter. So Rashmi, with the, I think she has some class that clashed today. So I'll join Agila. Yeah, but we dedicate, uh, all the learnings for her Sadgati also, and with her in our memories, I think we'll continue this session today. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, chapter one, subchapter 42. And let me share my screen. Just let me know. Kansatanta. Yeah. Is my screen visible? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್? ಸಾರಿ, am I audible? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ?
Yes, Rahul, but screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
One second. Sorry. Yes. ಈ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾ?
ಹಾ.
Ah. Yes. So chapter 1, subchapter 42. So far what has happened, again I think Deepa Chichi, you've joined now. So I was telling you, about Bhagirata bringing Ganga down to cleanse the sins of her
Yeah.
ancestors, right? We are in
Yeah.
that portion of the Ramayana right now. Okay, so yeah, we'll just continue from there.
Sure.
So chapter 1, chapter 42. Okay, so O Rama, when the god of the gods, that is 334, is Brahma. Okay, when the god of the gods, Brahma, had departed, he, that is Bhagirath, Bhagirath had performed austerities in that way, standing on his toe. One second. Uh, Deepachechi, some disturbance coming from.
Wait, I'll put myself
Ah,
on mute.
sure, sure. All right. Okay. O Rama, when the god of the gods had departed, that is Brahma had departed, Bhagiratha pressed down on the earth with his big toe and stood there, performing austerities for 1 year. When 1 year had passed, Pashupati, that is Shiva, Uma's consort, worshipped by all the worlds, spoke to the king. O best among men, I am pleased with you. I will do what is agreeable to you. I will bear the daughter of the king of the mountains on my head. O Rama, the eldest daughter of the Himalayas is worshipped by all the three worlds. She assumed an extremely great form with a force that is difficult to withstand. She descended from the sky on Shiva's auspicious head. Having been released from there, she was confused by that mass of matted hair. The goddess roamed around there for a large number of years. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, Hara was extremely delighted at this and eventually released Ganga in the direction of Vindusara, that is a lake near Gangotri, 336. A lake near Gangotri. Gangotri is the birthplace of Ganga. Right? The gods, the rishis, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, and the large number of Siddhas witnessed the progress of Ganga from the sky to the spot. The gods were stationed on celestial vehicles that were like cities, yoked to the best of horses and elephants. These mounts staggered at the sight. The supreme descent of Ganga on the earth was extraordinary. All the infinitely energetic gods who had assembled witnessed this. As they were surprised, the ornaments fell down from their bodies of these infinitely energetic gods, and it was as if 100 suns glittered amidst the clouds in the sky. Large numbers of porpoises, serpents, and fish were agitated. Porpoise is also a sort of a fish. Okay, so porpoises, serpents, and fish were agitated. It was as if flashes of lightning were streaked throughout the sky. Thousands of flows of foam from the water were splashed around. It was as if a flock of swans were stretched out against clouds in the autumn sky. In some places, the flow coursed speedily. In other places, it meandered along curves. And in some places, the flow was humble and slow. In other places, it proceeded faster and faster. In some places, water dashed against water and rose up in torrents. It rose up in an instant and then fell down on the earth again. Dislodged once, that is from the sky, it was dislodged once again from Shankara's head onto the surface of the earth. Devoid of all taints, the sparkling water roamed freely. The large number of rishis, Gandharvas, and the residents of earth touched the sacred water released from Bhava's body. Bhava is Shiva again. Okay. There were those who were cursed and had fallen down from the sky to earth. They were sprinkled with this water and cleansed of all sin. With their sins cleansed by the water, they regained their radiant forms. They again headed towards the sky and regained their own respective worlds. Cheerfully, the world sprinkled itself with that resplendent water. Cleansed of sin, everyone was delighted. Bhagirath, the royal sage, was on a celestial chariot. As the immensely energetic one proceeded in front, Ganga followed him at the rear. O Rama, the gods, the rishis, and all the daityas, danavas, and rakshasas, The best of Gandharvas and Yakshas, Kinnaras and giant serpents, and all the Apsaras followed Bhagiratha's chariot. All the aquatic creatures also cheerfully followed Ganga. Wherever King Bhagiratha went, the illustrious Ganga, best among rivers and the cleanser of all sins, followed. Okay, yeah, coming to chapter 1, subchapter 43. The king went to the ocean and penetrated the surface of the ground where the mounds of ashes were, followed by Ganga. Okay, the ashes of his 60,000 uncles. Okay, O Rama, the ashes were sprinkled with the waters of the Ganga. Brahma, the lord of all the worlds, spoke these words to the king. O tiger among men, Sagara's 60,000 great souled sons have been saved and will go to heaven, like gods. O king, as long as there is water in this ocean on earth, till then Sagara's sons will reside in heaven like gods. This Ganga will be known as your eldest daughter. Because of your deeds, she will be famous on earth through your name. The divine Ganga with three flows will be known as Bhagirathi. Okay. Since she has three flows, she will be known as Tripathaga. Patha is path and Tripathaga. Okay. 339 is the one with three courses. Okay. O Lord of men, yeah. O Lord of men, perform the water rites for all your ancestors here. O King, you will thus accomplish your pledge. O King, your ancestors were exceedingly illustrious. However, even though they were supremely devoted to Dharma, they could not achieve what you have. O son, in that way, Amshumat was infinitely energetic in this world. However, even he could not accomplish the pledge of bringing Ganga down. Your father Dilipa was immensely fortunate and infinite in his energy. He was a royal sage, but like a Maharshi in his qualities. Though he was established in the dharma of Kshatriyas, he was like me in austerities. O unblemished one, even he was unable to accomplish his desire of bringing Ganga down. O bull among men, however, you have been able to accomplish your pledge. You will obtain supreme worlds and fame and will be greatly revered. O destroyer of enemies, you have accomplished the task of bringing Ganga down. Because of this, you have obtained a great deal of dharma. O supreme among men, O tiger among men, you will always be able to bathe yourself in these waters and purify yourself, thus obtaining sacred fruits. Now go and perform the water rites for all your ancestors. O king, may you be fortunate. I will now go to my own world, and so should you. The Lord of the gods, the grandfather of all the worlds, that is Brahma, spoke in this way. After this, the immensely illustrious one went away to the world of the gods, which is where he had come from. The royal sage Bhagiratha performed the excellent water rites for the immensely illustrious sons of Sagara, as is proper, and following the due order. Having purified himself by bathing in the water, the king entered his own city. O best among men, O Raghava, for the sake of prosperity, he ruled his own kingdom well, and the people were delighted to get their king back. He was devoid of sorrow and devoid of anxiety. He was prosperous and wealthy. O Rama, I have thus told you about Ganga in detail. O fortunate one, may you be safe. The time for Sandhya has passed. This account of Ganga's descent, recounted by me, is blessed and brings fame, long life, heaven, and sons. Okay, that was a short chapter. Coming to chapter 1, subchapter 44. Okay, still 921. I'll continue with the next chapter, then we can discuss later. Chapter 1, subchapter 44. Somebody's joined. Yeah. Hi, Sushmita. Yeah. Chapter 1,
Hello.
hi, welcome. Yeah. Subchapter 44. Okay. On hearing Vishwamitra's words, Rama and Lakshmana were overcome by great wonder. Rama told Vishwamitra, O Brahmana, the account recited by you about Ganga's sacred descent and the filling up of the ocean is wonderful. With Saumitri is Lakshmana's another name, Sumitra's son Saumitri. Oh, someone else joined. Oh, Priyanka, my wife joined. With Saumitri, I spent the entire night thinking about the auspicious account that you had told us. When a sparkling morning dawned after having performed the morning ablutions, Raghava, the destroyer of enemies, spoke these words to Vishwamitra, the great sage. While we heard this supreme account, the illustrious night has passed. O great ascetic, it is as if the entire night passed in a single instant as we reflected on everything that you have told us. We now have to cross this best of rivers, the sacred river with the three flows. O illustrious one, on knowing on knowing that you have come, the rishis, the performers of auspicious deeds, have swiftly come here and have brought boats with comfortable spreads. On hearing Raghava's words, the great souled one, that is Vishwamitra again, that is Vishwamitra, the great souled Vishwamitra, made arrangements for crossing over with Raghava and with the large number of rishis. Having reached the northern bank, they worshipped all the rishis. They saw the city of Vishala, that is Vaishali, the current Vaishali in Bihar. Okay. They saw the city of Vishala situated on the banks of the Ganga. With Raghava, the supreme among sages quickly proceeded towards the beautiful city of Vishala, which was as divine as heaven. The immensely wise Rama joined his hands in salutation and asked Vishwamitra, the great sage, about the supreme city of Vishala. O great sage, to which royal lineage does Vishala belong? O fortunate one, I am supremely curious and wish to hear about this. Hearing Rama's words, the bull among sages started to recount the ancient tale about Vishala. O Rama, listen to what I have heard. This is an auspicious account about Shakra. Shakra is another name of Indra. Okay. O Raghava, hear the truth about what happened in this region. O Rama, earlier in Krita Yuga is another name for Sattva Yuga. Satya Yuga, Sattva Yuga. Okay, so Sat Yuga also. There's so many names in which it is referred to. Krita Yuga is the first Yuga. Krita, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. Earlier in Krita Yuga, there were the extremely strong sons of Diti. Aditi had immensely fortunate and brave sons who were extremely devoted to dharma. Okay, 343. So Diti and Aditi were the daughters of Daksha. There is a king called Daksha, and married the sage Kashyapa. Okay, Kashyapa Muni. Diti's sons were the Daityas, so the demons. Okay, loosely the demons. Aditi's sons were the Adityas, the gods. Diti was older, so the Daityas were elder brothers of the gods. Okay. Daksha had another daughter named Danu, also married to Kashyapa. Danavas are her sons. However, Daityas, Danavas, and Asuras, the counter to Suras or gods, are words often used synonymously. Okay, Daityas, Danavas, and Asuras. I think we'll keep this point for discussion towards the end. What does that mean? It says Diti was elder to Aditi. So the Danavas or Daityas, they came first before the Adityas, that is the gods came. So negative qualities came before positive qualities came. Okay, we'll discuss that towards the end. I just want us to remember that. Okay, what could that mean psychologically? Yeah. So, just a curious question I'd like to ask you. Can you all think of what is the very first emotion that we all experience as humans as soon as we are born? What is the first emotion that we all experience? This is an interesting.
Discomfort.
Sorry,
Discomfort,
that
no?
is the feeling. What is the first emotion? Discomfort is a feeling. What is the emotion?
Sadness, anger.
Anger. Anger is the first emotion we all experience as babies when we come out. There's this funny explanation of why a baby cries. right? So, what? Why do you think a baby cries as soon as it comes out of the womb of the mother? In fact,
It
the doctors
is, I
make it
think,
cry.
probably because it's in a nice, cozy place and
Hmm.
suddenly it's coming out into the non cozy place.
Cozy place. Okay, but why should it cry?
It's unhappy.
Okay, unhappy because of. You're right, actually. But what can you think of some reasons why it could be unhappy? It could just
It
come out
has
as
to,
it is, no? With no crying or anything. It could just come.
yeah, but now it has to breathe for itself and do everything for itself.
Right. So biologically speaking, the nostrils are not opened yet when it is inside the womb and the umbilical. I mean the liquid, the what do you call that liquid? The uterine liquid, right? So it is breathing through the umbilical cord. So the first time, so I'm pretty sure most of us would have, when we learned swimming for the first time, when the water entered our nose, it sort of gave this squeezing, feeling in our brains, right, in our head. Pretty sure most of us would have experienced that, right? So when water enters your head, so that sort of a very discomforting feeling happens for the baby when the nostrils get opened for the first time as soon as it comes out of the mother's womb. It's a very discomforting feeling, and in fact, that's the reason why doctors make the child cry, because when it cries, the nalam, they call it nalam. So the windpipe gets free of the water that is clogged there. So essentially, it has to cry. So that's the most rejoiceful, the cry which parents rejoice the most, right? So that is the biological reason why the child is experiencing discomfort and it gets angry, and like Deepa mentioned, it has to do things by its own now. It's not, there's nobody else helping it now to breathe, right? That apparently is the philosophical, I mean the biological reason. Philosophically, I had heard as a funny thing that the soul is, it remembers everything of its previous lives till it comes out of the womb, and it does not want to come back, and just like, no, 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 I don't want to come back. Oh my god, I'm coming back again. I have to repeat the whole cycle of, life and death, okay, once again. So it's like, take me back, so so that's apparently what's happening philosophically, on a lighter note. Okay, but the essence is that anger is the very first emotion we are born with, and anger is the last emotion that we conquer, right? So the anger is the last emotion we can control. So it's the toughest emotion to control. So sadness, happiness, or jealousy, guilt, everything else somehow can be controlled, but anger apparently is the last quality that we can control. Okay. So if you see, I mean, here now Danava, Diti, the Asuras came before the Suras came. So the baby is not laughing as soon as it comes out, right? So the first emotion is anger. So an Asura is coming even before the child can smile, which is the Sura, which is the god. So can we take it in that essence? Just a random thought. If others have any thoughts, you can please share about it. What do you think can be as a message when the demons come before the angels? When daityas come before the gods.
For when you were talking about the Diti and Aditi and the Daitya and the Danav and all of that,
Yeah,
what struck me is how beautifully, um, I mean, whoever created this work,
Valmiki.
uh, sorry,
Valmiki.
no, no, of course, Valmiki, and I'm talking about the creator of Valmiki also when he thought of it or how
Mm-hmm.
he came about the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I quite I quite like the fact that they thought it was important while they were praising gods and all of that. They thought it was important to showcase that there has to be the bad and the good in the world, and whether it is before or after.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can look at it as the Danav came before and was polished into what he's. capable of being. You
Correct.
know, that's probably we all have our destinies to get to some place, and maybe wherever we start is not the end.
Absolutely.
It's just the starting point, and anything ahead is only something for you to look forward to and
Absolutely.
get better
So true.
around.
So true.
So
I,
I that's how I thought the first thing when you said that. I was like, wow, that's so
yeah.
beautifully
I mean, what you
captured even
mentioned
there.
is very appropriate. I mean, here, the clear sentence that it says here, so the Daityas were elder brothers of the gods. So which means that Asuras and Suras are actually brothers. You know, they're from the same source. So bad or good
Yeah,
are from the same source. They're not from two different
correct,
sources as
correct.
such, right? So
Which
how?
is the truth in each one of us as well,
Oh yeah,
right?
each one of
We
us as well.
we we
Absolutely.
have we are the abode for both the good and bad
And the bad.
that we have in each other.
Yes, yes. What we entertain more sort
Yeah,
of decides
grows.
the course of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
of our
yeah.
lives. Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Okay. Yes, we move further. I was, yeah. Let me come from here. So earlier in Krita Yuga, there were the. I hope my screen is still visible.
Yeah.
Ah, earlier in Krita Yuga, there were the extremely strong sons of Diti. Aditi had immensely fortunate and brave sons who were extremely devoted to dharma. Okay, 343 was that's what the story here. Okay, Ditis and Aditis. So, O tiger among men, those great souled ones began to think about how they might be immortal, about how they might be without old age and without disease. O Rama, reflecting on this, those learned ones arrived at a conclusion. They would churn the ocean and obtain juices from this. Okay, 344. The juices mean Amrita, the nectar that confers immortality. Okay. Having made up their minds to churn, they made Vasuki the rope to be used for churning. Vasuki is the snake. Right, so Vasuki, I think that's the Krishna, the Padmanabha Swami, the snake on which he's sleeping, the Sheshanaga. So that is Vasu. Another name for Adi Shesha is Vasuki. They made Vasuki the rope for to be used for churning. With Mount Mandara as the churning road, those infinitely energetic ones started to churn. Okay, Dhanvantari, 345. It says the physician of the gods. The critical edition excises shlokas about poison emerging and Shiva drinking the poison. So that's another part, probably is not there here. Okay. So Dhanvantari is the god of medicine. All these Ayurveda and naturopathy practitioners, they would actually be studying the shlokas about Dhanvantari, who was the god of medicine, right? So Dhanvantari arose, and so did the extremely radiant Apsaras. Apsaras are etymologically Apsara means one created from the water. Up, up is the dhatu word in Sanskrit for water. Okay. O best among men, since those supreme women were generated when the juices of the water were churned, they came to be known as Apsaras. 60 crore of such immensely radiant Apsaras arose. We can figure out what that number is. I don't know what that is. Why 60 crore? Why not 50 crore? So there'll be some reason for it. We'll figure it out. O Kakutstha, Kakutstha is the reference to Rama. Okay. O Kakutstha, the number of their attendants was infinite. None of the gods or the Danavas wished to accept them. Since they were not accepted, they came to be known as general women. 347 is that is, Apsaras were never married to anyone. Okay. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, the immensely fortunate Varuni, 348 is the goddess of liquor. Okay. The immensely fortunate Varuni, Varuna's daughter, arose and began to search for the path that she should follow. O Rama, Diti's sons did not accept her, Varuna's daughter. O brave one, Aditi's sons accepted that unblemished one. Thereby, the Daityas came to be Asuras and Aditi's sons became Suras. Okay. 349 Sura means liquor, and the gods became Suras because they accepted Varuni. Rejecting Varuni, the Daityas became Asuras. Asuras. Those without liquor. Okay, though the Sura and Asura actually means one who has liquor and one who does not have liquor. So interesting learning today. Yeah. But what is that liquor? We'll contemplate. Okay. That's an interesting learning for me at least. Yeah. Okay. Thereby the Daityas became the Asuras and Aditi's sons became Suras. Having accepted Varuni, the Suras were delighted and rejoiced. O best among men, Uchhaishrava, best among horses, arose, and so did the jewel Kaustubhamani. Right? So, O Rama, so did the supreme Amrita, and there was a great destruction of the lineage because of that. The sons of Aditi devastated the sons of Diti. The brave sons of Aditi slaughtered Diti's sons in that great, terrible, and fierce battle that raged between the Daityas and the Adityas. When Diti's sons were slain, Purandara obtained the kingdom. Delighted, he ruled over the worlds with large numbers of rishis and charanas. Okay, I will move to the next chapter. Chapter 1, subchapter 45. When her sons were killed, Diti was extremely miserable. O Rama, she went to her husband Kashyapa, the son of Marichi, and said, O illustrious, your immensely strong sons, that is, the gods, have killed my sons. Through a long period of austerities, I wish to obtain a son who will kill Shakra. Shakra is Indra again. I will observe austerities and you should grant me such a conception. I seek your permission to obtain a son who will be Indra's slayer. Hearing her words, the immensely energetic Kashyapa, Marichi's son, replied to Diti, who was supremely afflicted by grief. O fortunate one, O store of austerities, this will indeed be the case if you remain pure. You will give birth to a son who will kill Shakra in an encounter. However, you will have to remain pure for the entire duration of 1000 years. Through me, you will then give birth to a son who will destroy the three worlds. Having said this, the immensely energetic one touched her with his hand and embraced her, saying, May you be safe. He left for his own austerities. O best among men, when he had departed, Diti was greatly delighted. She went to Kushaplavana, that is, a hermitage to the east of Vishala. She went to Kushaplavana and tormented herself through extremely terrible austerities. O best among men, while she observed these austerities, the thousand-eyed one, 352, that is Indra, full of supreme qualities, tended to her. The thousand-eyed one supplied her with whatever she desired: fire, kusha grass, kindling, water, fruits, roots, and everything else. To remove her exhaustion, he massaged her body. Through the entire period, Shakra tended to Diti. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, only 10 years were left for the 1000 years to be completed. Extremely happy, Diti told the one with the 1000 eyes, O supreme among valiant ones, only 10 years are left for my austerities to be complete. O fortunate one, when those are over, you will be able to see your brother. O son, it is for your sake that I will rear him as someone who wishes for victory. O son, he will conquer the three worlds and you will be able to enjoy them with him without any anxiety. As Diti spoke in this way, the sun reached the midpoint of the sky. The goddess went to sleep with her feet placed where her head should have been. 353. Indra didn't really want to help and serve her. Okay, that's the sub story here. He didn't want the son to be born and was in close attendance to spot for a weakness in Diti. Okay, obviously, Diti shouldn't have slept in the afternoon. In addition, when sleeping, the head should be in a certain direction, usually east or south, and the feet should face the opposite direction. In her carelessness, Diti did the opposite. Okay, so Indra, as always, when he gets to know that something's going to happen to his post, he will try to bring in some obstacle or something he will do to put a stop to that penance. And that's what he did here. Okay, so the goddess went to sleep with her feet placed where her head should have been. Okay. Since her feet were where her head should have been, Shakra saw that she had become impure. He was delighted to see that her head was where her feet should have been and laughed. O Rama, through that weakness, Purandara entered her body. The supremely brave one split her embryo into 7 parts. Purandara, by the way, here is a reference to Indra only. Okay. He shattered the embryo with a vajra that possessed 100 joints. O Rama, Diti woke up at the sound of the weeping and lamenting. Shakra addressed the embryo, do not cry, do not cry. However, having been shattered by the immensely energetic Vasava, it continued to cry. Diti exclaimed, do not kill it, do not kill it. To show respect to his mother's words, mother again is Aditi, right? One second, 354. Stepmother, rather. Yeah, mother's words is he's referring to stepmother. Shakra fell out of the body, still holding the Vajra. Shakra joined his hands in salutation and told Diti, O goddess, you are impure. You slept with your head in the direction that your feet should have been in. I got the chance to strike at the one who would kill Shakra in an encounter. O goddess, I shattered it into 7 fragments. You should pardon this act. Okay. 44. I'll read the next chapter as well. Chapter 1, subchapter 46. I hope the speed is okay. I hope the speed is fine for all of you. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, chapter 1, subchapter 46. When the embryo was shattered into 7 fragments, Diti was extremely miserable. She entreated the invincible and thousand-eyed one in these words: the embryo has been shattered into 7 fragments because of my crime. O Lord of the gods, O slayer of Bala, 355 is Indra killed a demon called Bala. No sin attaches to you because of this. Though my embryo has been destroyed, I wish that you should do something agreeable for me. Let the 7 times 7 Maruts become guardians of different places. Okay, 356. The Maruts are wind gods, and the word is derived from do not, that is ma, and cry is ruda. Oh, maruta is ruta. Ma and ruta, don't cry. The Maruts are Indra's companions. They are usually said to be 7 in number. But sometimes each of the 7 is divided into another 7 so that there are 49 Maruts. The Maruts are rarely named individually. One possible listing of the 7 Maruts are Avaha, Pravaha, Samvaha, Udvaha, Vivaha, Parivaha, and Varavaha. Those are the names. Okay. Let these 7 sons of mine roam around in the firmament on the shoulders of the wind. Let these sons of mine be divine in form and let them be famous as Maruts. Let one of them roam around in Brahma's world and another in Indra's world. Let the third and immensely illustrious one be known as the wind that blows through the firmament. O best among the gods, let the fourth follow your command and roam around in the directions. Let the name Maruts be given by you and let them be known as this. Hearing her words, the thousand-eyed Purandara joined his hands in salutation. Bala's slayer spoke the following words to Diti: there is no doubt that everything will occur exactly as you have spoken. O fortunate one, your sons will roam around in the form of gods. This is what mother and son decided in that hermitage. O Rama, having become successful, we have heard that they proceeded to heaven. There is Diti and Indra. Diti and Indra. O Kakutstha, in ancient times, this is the country where the great Indra used to reside. This is where Diti obtained success in her austerities and he tended to her. O tiger among men, Ikshvaku had a son who was supremely devoted to Dharma. His mother was Alambusha and he was famous as Vishala. The son was named Vishala while the city was named Vishala Dirgha. This Ikshvaku is clearly different from the Ikshvaku Vayodhya. Oh, there are two different Ikshvakus. Okay, so they're not the same Ikshvaku. Okay. In this spot, he was the one who constructed the city of Vishala. O Rama, Vishala's son was the immensely strong Hemachandra. After this, Hemachandra's son was the famous Suchandra. O Rama, Suchandra's son was famous by the name Dhumrashva. Dhumrashva. Dhumrashva had a son named Srinjaya. Srinjaya's son was the handsome and powerful Sahadeva. Kushashva was Sahadeva's son and he was extremely devoted to Dharma. Kushashva had a greatly energetic and powerful son Somadatta. Somadatta's son was known as Kakutstha. His son is greatly famous and invincible. That immensely energetic one is named Sumati, and he is the one who now resides in this city. Through Ikshvaku's favors, all the kings of Vishala are great souled, valiant, and extremely devoted to Dharma. They have long lives. O Rama, we will happily spend the night here. O best among men, tomorrow when it is morning, we should see Janaka. The immensely energetic and greatly illustrious Sumati heard that Vishwamitra had come. On hearing this, the best among men came out to welcome him. With his priests and relatives, he worshipped him in excellent ways. Asking about his welfare, he joined his hands in salutation and told Vishwamitra, O sage, I am blessed that you have shown me your favors by coming to my kingdom. I have now seen you. There is no one who is more fortunate than I am. Okay, 49. I think we have time to finish one more chapter. If you're all okay with that, in Mukspidla, I'll finish one more chapter. Yes, thank you. Okay, chapter 1, sub chapter 47. Yeah. Having met, they asked about each other's welfare. Okay. After the conversation was over, Sumati addressed the great sage in these words: O fortunate one, these two young ones are like the gods in their valor. These brave ones possess the strides of elephants and lions. They are like tigers and bulls. Their eyes are large like the petals of lotuses. They hold swords, quivers, and bows. They are about to become adults and are as handsome as the Ashwins. They are like immortals from the world of the gods who have followed their will and come down to earth. Why have they come here? O sage, what is the reason? Whose sons are they? They are ornaments for this kingdom like the moon and the sun in the sky. The proportions of their limbs are signs are just like each other's, identical. What is the reason why these best of men have traversed this difficult path? 359. Yes. They could have used other means to come here, right? So they went by walk. These brave ones wield the best of weapons. I wish to hear the truth about this. Hearing his words, Vishwamitra told him about what had happened, the residence in Siddhashrama and the slaughter of the Rakshasas. Hearing Vishwamitra's words, the king was greatly delighted. Dasharatha's sons had arrived there as great guests. He worshipped them in the proper way and tended to the two extremely strong ones. The two Raghavas were honored extremely well by Sumati. After having spent a night there, they left to Mithila. On seeing Janaka's sacred city, all the sages had words of commendation and praise for Mithila and worshipped it. Raghava saw that there was a hermitage in a grove near Mithila. This looks like a beautiful hermitage. Why has it been abandoned by the sages? O illustrious one, I wish to hear about it. Whose hermitage was it earlier? Hearing the words spoken by Raghava, the immensely energetic and great sage Vishwamitra, eloquent in the use of words, replied, O Raghava, I will tell you with pleasure. Hear the truth about whose hermitage this was, and which great souled one cursed it in rage. O best among men, Earlier, it belonged to the great soul Gautama. This hermitage was divine and it was worshipped even by the gods. Earlier, he practiced austerities here together with Ahalya. O Prince, the immensely illustrious one spent innumerable years here. Discerning that there was an opportunity, the thousand-eyed one, Shachi's husband, okay, opportunity there 360s, Gautama was away. There was a time when Gautama Muni had gone away. So, discerning that opportunity, the thousand-eyed one, Shachi's husband, that is Indra, okay, Shachi is Indra's wife, assumed the garb of a sage. He came to Ahalya and addressed her in these words: O one who is well proportioned, those who seek pleasure, that is 362, as opposed to those who seek progeny. Okay? Those who seek pleasure do not wait for the time of conception to arrive. O slender waisted one, I desire to have intercourse with you. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, she knew that it was the one with the thousand eyes in the garb of a sage. However, because of her curiosity, the evil minded one acceded to what the king of the gods wanted. Satisfied in her heart of hearts, she told the best of the gods, O best among gods, I have been satiated. O Lord, however, leave this spot quickly. O Lord of the gods, O one who shows honors, always protect me and your own self. Indra laughed at these words and told, O one with the excellent hips, I am also satiated. I will go back to where I have come from. After the act of intercourse, he emerged from the cottage. O Rama, he was terrified and scared that Gautama might return. He saw that the great sage Gautama was entering. He was full of the strength of austerities, and the gods and Danavas found him impossible to withstand. I have heard a part of the story where Indra actually comes in the disguise of Gautama Muni itself and sort of tricks her. Here I'm reading it in a different context. Maybe we'll go through this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Indama would have a story regarding this. Okay, so yeah, he was full of strength of austerities, and the gods and the Danavas found him impossible to withstand. Whom the Gautama Muni. Okay? He blazed like the fire and was wet with water from various tirthas. The bull among sages arrived there after collecting kindling and kusha grass. On seeing him, the lord of the gods was terrified. His face bore the marks of distress. Seeing the one with the 1000 eyes, attired in the garb of a sage, the sage, full of good conduct, became angry. He spoke these words to the one with evil conduct: O evil minded one, you have assumed my form. Okay, so 363 is. The earlier shlokas didn't make it clear that Indra hadn't assumed the form of any sage. He had specifically assumed Gautama's form. Okay, he came in Gautama's disguise only. You have assumed my form and have done this. Since you have done what should not have been done, you will become infertile. The great souled sage Gautama said this in rage, and instantly the testicles of the thousand eyed one fell down on the ground. Having cursed Shakra, he also cursed his wife. You will reside here for many thousands of years. Subsisting on air and without food, you will torment yourself through austerities. You will sleep on ashes. You will live in this hermitage unseen by all creatures. When the invincible Rama, Dasharatha's son, arrives in this terrible forest, you will be purified. O one who is evil in conduct, when he becomes your guest, you will lose your avarice and confusion. You will then regain your own form and find delight with me. The extremely energetic Gautama spoke in this way to the one who was evil in conduct. He abandoned his hermitage, once frequented by Siddhas and Charanas. The great ascetic performed austerities on a beautiful summit in the Himalayas. Okay, so there are a lot of lecture demonstrations, them explaining this particular episode. Ahalya, Ahalya being muktified, right? So by Rama when he comes there. So it has been shown even in the Ramayana serials also. So Rama places his leg on that rock and the rock turns back into Ahalya. So psychologically again speaking, I mean she uh, it's not technically that she became a rock. It is because of that heavy guilt in her that she did such an act that her heart turned to stone. Like ಕಲ್ಲು ಹೃದಯದವನು ನೀನು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಕಲ್ಲು ಹೃದಯ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಟಫರೈಸ್ಡ್ as that she was converted to a rock. Okay, so that is what I had heard earlier. Yeah, okay, so I think we are at 9:57. That's, I think, yeah, we covered enough. 1:48. Yeah, yeah. I think we'll take a pause here. Really, any quick thoughts? Any questions or thoughts coming in? Let's stop presenting.
I'm not sure if my thoughts will be welcome or if they'll be considered
Oh no, no, of course, of course.
controversial
Go
here.
ahead, go ahead. We want more thoughts.
No, I'm a little. I mean, I don't understand the need for the curse to be the Gautama's wife to take instead of only Indra.
Hmm.
I mean, it was he who played the game.
Hmm.
Did she know about him? It's clearly said that she didn't. So why did
But
she
but
have to
but
be
it
set?
it said that she knew that it was Indra in
She knew it,
she
then
knew it.
then I understand. But that is also, is it exactly that she knew,
Ah,
or
that's
is
what
it
it said.
just
No, let me just go back to that part. Even that was the clarification even I needed. So
because if she knew, then of course I understand. But again, even besides just that,
hmm.
the
See
what
here. So she knew that it was the one with the thousand eyes in the garb of a sage.
okay.
Ah. However,
So
because
that
of her
I agree.
curiosity,
But what about the rock-hearted one that you were talking about, the stone-hearted one,
hmm, the guilt, Ahalya only.
Ahalya only, right?
Ahalya only. Huh.
But
She went ahead in spite of knowing that it was not her husband and it was Indra in
okay,
disguise. She
okay,
still
that was
went
not
ahead.
clear to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Like she said, the curiosity, where is that? However, because of her curiosity, the evil minded one acceded to what the king of the gods wanted. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Then I don't have much to
Ah,
contribute.
yeah. So it is the stone heartedness, is what is the metaphor of her becoming a stone. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Any other thoughts, questions? Any other? Yeah, I think we're exactly at 10. Fine then. If there's nothing else, then I think we are done with today's part. We'll resume from chapter 1, subchapter 48. Yes, yeah.
No, I have one doubt here.
Yes, yes, please.
If Ahalya actually done this intentionally,
Hmm.
why she is still considered as one of the Panchapativratas, Ahalya, Draupadi, Sita,
Hmm.
Tara, Mandodari, तथा पंचकन्या स्मरे नित्य महापातकनाशम
Hmm. Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
So is it because of the amount of pachatapa she had in 1,000 years, um, or what it could be?
So who are the other? Either Mandodari was Ravana's
Ahalya,
wife.
Draupadi, Sita,
Hmm.
Tara, Mandodari.
Tara is Brihaspati's wife. Sita is
Hmm.
Rama's wife. Mandodari is Ravana's wife. Beryaru,
No,
Draupadi.
Draupadi Pandava's wife.
Tara Wall is like na.
Tara is Vali's wife. Ah, Tara na do. Vali, later she becomes Sugriva's wife also.
Yes,
Tara is Vali. Okay, Vali's wife. Okay. Oh, what is the name of Brihaspati's wife? ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರು ತಾರಾ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಜುಪಿಟರ್ ಜುಪಿಟರ್ದ ಗುರು ಪತ್ನಿ. That's a good question. I mean, in spite of her having committed a sin, is she still respected because of the repentance that she did? So we'll contemplate on that. I don't have a thought about it right now. But that's a good question. Why did she
Even
fall?
Brihaspati's wife is Tara only.
Hmm. Panchakanyas alva?
Hmm.
Oh, Rashmi is joining. Nice. Then last till Indli. Rashmi ಈಗ ಸೇರ್ತು. Hi Rashmi.
ಹಾಯ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತು
ಅದೇ
ಇನ್ನು
ಅದೇ.
ನಡೀತಿದ್ರೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್
Okay, we just ended the last chapter. So, okay, we good timing ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ. Do you know the why Panchakanyas? Ali, Ashwat just asked this question. So we just finished the part where Ahalya got muktified from her curse. Okay.
ಓ ವಾವ್
Ah,
ಓಕೆ
so the narration of that story of Indra coming and coming in the disguise of Gautama Muni, right? So
ಇದು ಸಾರಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಒನ್ ಡೌಟ್ ಐ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಅಹಲ್ಯ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಂದ್ರ
that is the
ರೈಟ್
same
ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್
question.
ಮೆನ್ಷನ್
It is
ಎಸ್
mentioned. Yeah, she knew as well.
ಅಲ್ವಾ
So that was the question which Ashwath also had. If
ಎಸ್
she knew and that's why she was cursed, why is she still one of the Panchakanyas?
ಇದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಐ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವೆರಿ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಶಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ and it's it one story that I've heard somewhere is Gautama Rishi was very strict and non-affectionate, but Ahalya was still very very devoted to him. And when Indra came in Gautama's form, is it written that she initially didn't realize and then realized, but she or
Let me share my screen. You can. I
that's why
just
even
shared
I
that
was
part once again.
sorry, very sorry.
No problem, no problem. It's important that we were missing you all this way. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ತಡು. Yeah, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡು. She knew that it was the one with the thousand eyes in the garb
Yeah.
of a sage. However, because of her curiosity, the evil-minded one acceded to what the king of the gods wanted of her.
Huh.
She,
Yeah, I think one is maybe because this is just my thinking. I got to know like maybe 6 7 months ago, and I was thinking upon it again and again. Probably one is even though she had gone through being with Gautama, who was so less affectionate, she still never complained. And this was like one opportunity where she kind of was getting what did she wanted. She was getting some kind of affection or whatever, and she went with it. But later she regrets it, and she's still devoted to Gautama from her heart. So maybe that's one reason why she's a Panchakanya. Like it's to show that even though you make a mistake, probably you have a solution if you kind of purify your heart. Maybe that's
beautiful.
something like
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Stone hearted ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಲು ಆಮೇಲೆ she
Huh.
her heart got
She realizes and Rama coming and actually ಅವಳು ರಿಯಲ್ again ಕಲ್ಲಾಗಲ್ಲ. That is just
it's a metaphor.
a very artistic way of telling it. Actually, dancers are the one responsible because dance ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ.
ಕಲ್ ಬಂಡೆ ಆಗೋದ್ಲು
ಅದು ಅವಳ ಕಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಸಿ ರಾಮ ಬರೋದು. That's how it's easier for us to show it in dance. So but the exact thing is she was like seen as an outcast. She lived like a rock because no one ever acknowledged her presence itself.
got it. Okay.
So that's why it's saying ಕಲ್ ತರ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು ಅಂತ. But ರಾಮನ್ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಿಂದ when Rama enters the forest, the people's mind itself becomes more forgiving. The people itself understand that she deserves forgiveness, or they realize that she has done it because she had also gone through some kind of difficulty and she regrets it, and she's a very pure woman. By Rama's influence, people's minds change, and or maybe let's say Rama actually convinced them
Okay, okay.
by talking. We can take it like that
Take it
as
that
well.
way,
And because he is Karunamayi, he is the
Come,
Bhagavan.
embodiment of compassion. Yeah.
Yeah, he is Bhagavan and he can see through the pain of Ahalya, and he frees her and gets her back the respect in the society. So that's the idea.
Got it. Ashwath, satisfied?
Yeah, I mean, this is one way of looking at.
The one way of looking at it.
Uh,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we want to see the essence of it. Correct. So, because I mean, I was also discussing. So, Deepa, for those of you who are seeing Deepa, who's joined in, it's another Deepa. So, Deepa Chechi, there's another Deepa Shri Deepa also, who was not
Okay.
joined today. Yeah. So, for the rest of you, Deepa was she was my ex colleague at Marlabs, who's now a family member to us. Right. So she is an expert in corporate communication skills, and she was the chief editor of Femina, le.
No, new woman, new woman.
New Women, yeah. So extraordinary communication skills that she's got, both written and spoken. Right. So in fact, the other channel, this Iga Kalartham is what I'm doing for Sanatana Dharma. There's another channel that I'm building called Mindset Shastra, which is for neuroscience and mind management, leadership skills and behavioral skills. So Deepa, whom I address as Deepa Chechi, she's a Mallu, a sister from another mother.
Yeah.
So Deepa is my co-host for Mindset Shastra, right? So we have discussed about the neuroscience of heaven and hell. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
Yeah.
ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So
A very beautiful discussion that was. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that channel will be up very soon too. We've made some discussions. Yeah. So the interesting thing is now neuroscience and spirituality. So Kalartham is for spirituality and Sanatana Dharma. Mindset Shastra is for neuroscience and psychology. But somehow they just keep coinciding. The both of them are
Yeah.
getting they're merging. So I think I'll have to stick to one YouTube channel only. So yeah, or else I'll end up putting the video in both the channels now. So same video in both channels. Yeah. ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ. Okay. So anyway, good to know. Good to know. Okay. So I mean, so we were talking about how the heaviness of a person's heart. ಇವಾಗ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರಂದು that episode when Ashwatthama had the Kunjara andaga the chariot came, his chariot came and touched the ground ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ. It was the weight of his heart, the guilty consciousness that made his heart very heavy. I have a very heavy heart today ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, when you feel guilt. So it's the weight of his heart that brought the chariot down ಅಂತ. Right. So if you are taking metaphors that way, Atra, what they're trying to say, like you said, Ahalya Kalyan Aglila, she lived like a rock ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. It makes so much more sense, right? So, and very beautiful point that you mentioned. It's not that Rama is coming and forgiving her. Rama is installing compassion in everybody else. That is a very beautiful way of looking at it. I really like that part, right? So ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ನನಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಂತು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಸೇ ಬುದ್ಧ ಹಿಸ್ ಆರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಟು 60 miles ಅಂತ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವೇರ್ ದ 60 ಕೇಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಅಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಕ್ ಹೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಆರಾಸ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ we were probably able to feel like 1 meter, 2 meters, and maybe a lot of dhyana madi. If we did some meditation, probably it would extend to a couple of maybe 10 or 15 feet or 20 feet. His aura was 60 miles long, right? So apparently, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಗುಲಿ ಮಾಲಾಗ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ವಂತ. ವೆನ್ ಅಂಗುಲಿ ಮಾಲಾ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮ್, he decided to give up on his cannibalistic attitude ಅಂತ. ಅಂಗುಲಿ ಮಾಲಾ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಉಪದೇಶನೂ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಪವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಆರಾ ಅಂತ, right? So when we are becoming compassionate in our minds, in our mind and body, there is a magnetic energy field shift around us also. So nee ಹೇಳಿದ ರಶ್ಮಿ ಹೇಳಿತರ, whether Rama went on convincing people saying, listen, she is also woman, she also had needs, and it's okay, she's repenting it ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ, ಅಥವಾ he was so powerful in his vibration of positivity that the moment people just came in front of him, they got remagnetized to compassion within them. We'll take the essence of it. Basically, he installed compassion. ಅದನ್ನು ಅವನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನು ಆರಾಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಗಿವ್ ಹರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ I think we can take it that way, right? So
Also, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌತಮ ಋಷಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ have they mentioned anything? that he regrets and he goes away after doing that, cursing her and stuff.
ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್
Okay.
ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
Some versions they say that later Gautama Rishi regrets it, and then he tells that there will be someone who will come and who will free her from this sorrow that
ರಾಮ
she'll go
ವಿಲ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
through. Oh, mention
ರಾಮ
ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತದೆ.
Yeah,
ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದಶರಥ ಸನ್ ರಾಮ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ನೀ
correct.
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅದು.
Okay, then that is mentioned. So basically, a 17-18-year-old boy is so spiritually his has a spiritual mindset that he can see the pain of Ahalya there as well. Not, but the people are not able to see it. And Gautama Rishi also realizes that, and he tells someone will come and free her from this and that. Because he also in anger he cursed, but later, okay, don't, she will be free from this and that. He's also a spiritual person. Even though he made a mistake, he later realizes and he tells that and that. Some version says that.
Correct.
But Rama is just as 17-18 years here at this stage. And he already has seeing her pain, and he, whatever he said, by convincing people or by his prabhava, people also see that. And
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Very nice. Fantastic. Nice. Good discussion today. Okay. Next week continue ಮಾಡೋಣ. We'll then wind up today. Rashmi, ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಯು ನೋ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಎನಿವೇ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. Deepachi, you have something to share?
Nothing. This was quite. I mean, it's nice to listen to, especially Rashmi, your interpretation of her being stone-hearted. That was beautiful. I thought that she was ignored as if, I mean, she didn't find anyone noticing her like you don't notice a stone. I mean, it was, she seemed like any of those motives around there. I think that was a beautiful
You will get a lot of such anecdotes from Rashmi.
yeah, no, really really very thing. But I don't know, I'm probably going to be the only one who feels like this, but the whole aspect of Gautama thinking he was right in cursing her and then repenting, of course. I mean, like most of us do. And this is also where the Diti and Aditi comes in, right? His anger was followed by his need to regret, his need to repent. And he repented as much as probably she did.
Correct.
But he didn't make it easy for her. Like 1,000 years for a man, if what Rashmi is saying, how she described him as a very non-affectionate person, or didn't like to show his, whatever his excuse was for who he is. And for her to have loved him despite that and then has strayed once. I think that was a little too righteous of him, I feel, to think that he could curse somebody like that and then wait for another person to come and absolve her of it. I think that is a little...
So he knew he couldn't absolve her himself, because anger is a very dangerous emotion, right?
Correct. But it had to be another... I mean, like I said, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but it had to be another man, another spiritually, clean person. So I find that a little disturbing, because that kind of peters down into generations, peters down into the narration that people, tend to hold on to. I mean, nobody's going to say that about Gautama. Gautam, what am I saying? The sage, and like Rashmi's just pointed out, it's not common knowledge that he repented or he felt bad or that he was not known to be he was known to be not affectionate. So when you listen to that, then you start empathizing with Ahilya.
What could be the reason
Unless
behind this?
that, you're thinking, oh, she did it, right? And without that point about her having realized that that it was Indra and the Gautama Muni's Vesham, we wouldn't have
You wouldn't have
even
known.
thought. We wouldn't have understood why she was cursed.
Correct,
Like
correct,
like
yeah.
I asked you as well, right?
For
Why
no
was she
reason, yeah.
cursed in the first place? It was not her fault.
Correct.
But now, even when I know that this was why she was cursed, I feel bad for her more than So I look at it a little differently.
That's your compassion working now.
I'm more
But
compassionate towards Ahilya and the fact that, and sadly for me, what I see is how the narrative gets passed down. So it's about the the wife there and less about the man's
Absolutely,
responsibility
yeah.
there.
That's the problem
I
with
one
the
think
way
that
stories get propagated. That's
one
true.
thing is Gautama not being compassionate. I don't think so. It's there in the original. People have I've heard it from some people.
hmm,
So even though he
yeah.
was affectionate or not affectionate, doesn't matter. Ahalya made the mistake, and later she has repented it with her heart completely, and she has done it. She still deserves the forgiveness, even though Gautama was
No,
affectionate.
she definitely. Anybody making a mistake, I mean, there are no last chances. No, everything is a second chance. I mean, there is second chances to everything. So I just find it a little difficult to digest it because, for the simple reason that it gets petered down to a situation where it is considered. I mean, how is it affecting a woman today? Is how I kind of start looking at it. As in, is it only so? There is a cholle in Malayalam. I don't know, Rahul. You must have heard it. Mulle elel veenalum ela mullil veenalum dosham elekkiyana. Basically, it just says that no, whether the leaf falls on
Thorn.
a thorn or a thorn falls on the leaf, the it's the leaf who suffers. So, in many circumstances, the leaf is sort of connotated to be the woman, which is where I think we have reached as a society because we are constantly saying that uski galti thi. What did she wear? What did she do to get a man to speak badly to her or molest her or hit her or whatever?
Correct.
So we are kind of missing the other side of it, and I think that becomes a very important part
Correct.
in
Yeah, yeah,
society
yeah,
today to
yeah,
start
yeah,
looking at it that way.
yeah.
Also, that's my only take about this entire thing.
Absolutely. It's necessary to know complete
Yeah.
details before we take a judgment call. Yeah. Absolutely. Nice, nice. Ashmi Putta, there I had something else to share. Ashwath, Radhikanti, Sushmita, Priyanka, Suraksha, anything else? Okay. Wind up, Marana. We'll wind up with the Shanti mantras. Yeah. All right. Hmm. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Thank you all very much. See you all next Thursday, 9 p.m. Okay?
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye. Good
Thank
night.
you all. Good night.
Yeah,
Bye
thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.